Good morning. After showing promise of scaling past resistance zones, the key indices have faltered in the face of weaker than estimated IIP data and less than forecast Infosys numbers. Though inflation came in lower than consensus estimates, it is still about 10%. In addition, the government has been revising upwards the previous month's figures. What's worse, the full impact of the fuel price increase is yet to reflect on the inflation numbers. Perhaps the RBI could go in for another 25 basis points hike in the key rates on July 27th. The outlook for the day is just not too exciting, however, it is not too grim as well. Asian markets are pretty mixed after a flat finish on Wall Street. European shares declined as well. A slew of data points from China to US are out and they seem to confirm a growing view that the global recovery might be faltering a bit. Back home, the results so far have not been that great, though we still have a lot of numbers to ponder over. The results to be declared today are Axis Bank, Castrol India, Colgate-Palmolive, Ireland FS Investment Managers, LIC Housing, Polaris, TCS, Uflex, UTV Software and Zensar Tech. China's latest GDP data as well as a number of other key economic indicators for June indicate that the nation's rapid economic expansion is beginning to moderate as it withdraws some of the crisis-fighting stimulus measures. The first half GDP growth came in at 11.1%, slower than the 11.9% growth recorded in the first quarter. The second quarter GDP data wasn't immediately available. China's June consumer price rose 2.9% on year, while June producer prices were up 6.4% on year. China's June industrial output rose 13.7% on year, and June retail sales climbed 18.3% on year. Shares of Agriculture Bank of China Limited opened 2.2% higher in their trading debut on the Shanghai Stock Exchange, but then quickly pared some of their initial gains. Strong results from Intel failed to erase worries about prospects for the US economy, highlighted by another weak retail sales report. Also, the Federal Reserve has cut its 2010 growth forecast for the first time since the economic recovery began last year. The other news for the day is RIL has approached the Competition Commission against the government-controlled OMCs with a complaint of cartelization and undercutting on prices for ATF in a tender floated by NASL. HDFC to not hike interest rates even if the central bank signals an upward movement in the upcoming monetary policy. L&T has secured an offshore rig refurbishment contract from ONGC valued at Rs 3.8 billion. Adani Enterprises in talks to buy coal mines in Australia. Exide Industries plans to spend upwards of Rs 2 billion on capacity augmentation this fiscal to meet spiraling demand for the domestic market. Hindustan Motors plans to make new models of Mitsubishi Motors at its Chennai plant and rationalize its workforce. Tata Capital to raise $1 billion by next year to invest across 4 themes. WPI inflation inched higher by 10.55% in the month of June, owing to the pass-through effect of the increase in prices of petroleum products on the 25th of June. The Union Ministry for Chemicals and Fertilizers has initiated a move to bring all essential medicines sold in the country under a price cap. Government-controlled oil marketing companies today decided to review retail prices of petrol on a monthly basis. A report by a senior official in the Planning Commission has said that National Highways Authority of India is heading towards bankruptcy and its debt is set to increase 5 times in the next 3 years. Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board will now get powers to authorize gas pipelines and the city gas distribution networks. Moving on to the recommendations, the technical calls for the day are a buy on BEML. We recommend traders with high risk appetite to buy the stock above levels of Rs 1020 for a target of Rs 1080 and a stop loss of Rs 995 should be maintained on all long positions. And a buy on GT Offshore. We advise buying the stock above levels of Rs 445 with a stop loss at Rs 433 for a target price of Rs 470. The derivative strategies are short SBI July future in the range of Rs 2454 to Rs 2458 for a target price of Rs 2404 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 2479. And long GVKPIL July future in the range of Rs 45.80 to 46.25 for a target price of Rs 48.80 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 44.30. Thank you and have a great day ahead.